welcome one and all to the Dice Crisis Podcast, Session 0.
Session null.
Null?
I was like, what's the Spanish for zero?
I don't think it's
know.
null.
Null.
I get, we get what you mean.
Zero is for the number zero.
I am the future GM of the story that we hope that you will listen to, Allard the Rue, and I'm sitting here with my good friends, Eli Plunkett.
Oh, you'll listen to it.
Michael Waltz.
Howdy.
And Kyle Spurley.
And you're going to love it.
We're going to love it. So what we're going to do for you guys is we're going to record ourselves playing Pathfinder, a tabletop RPG. I assume that most people who are going to check this episode out, or all the episodes out, are going to be at least somewhat familiar with tabletop RPGs. And if not, go listen to the cut of Dan Harmon explaining it in Harmon Quest. He does a pretty good job at that.
That is very true, though. Just intro to every episode.
Should I not plug that kind of stuff?
You can plug whoever the hell you want.
All right, well,
good.
moving on, we're going to be playing the Pathfinder Paizo adventure, Second Darkness, which was their third book, I think they wrote.
I have no idea.
Published in fucking 2008, I believe.
And this was the fresh adaptation from 3.5, right?
Yeah, this was still written when they were working for Wizards of the Coast. Mm-hmm. So this is written in 3.5. I'm going to be converting it into Pathfinder First Edition on the fly.
On the fly.
On the fly.
Yeah, sounds like a great plan.
So with that in mind, there's going to be a lot of maybe rule flubs that we do.
Absolute shit showing.
But I don't know, I feel like we have a pretty good grasp on the rules, and when things come into question, we'll typically make a ruling on it just at the table instead of spending our recording time looking it up. We do, especially in the first episodes, because I don't use my laptop the entire 10 or so episodes.
Yeah, because we were running it off of it.
Yeah, and I just gave it away that we have a bunch of episodes already recorded. We recorded through book 20, or not book 20. The first book. We recorded
20 episodes in now.
About 20 episodes that we recorded to get the first book done for you guys in a nice, concise manner. So we have some backlogs so we can keep up with the craving for content. What else?
And you will crave it.
You will crave it, hopefully, if we're doing our jobs right.
Bunch of flesh-hungry, content-hungry mongers out there.
We're your soon-to-be favorite actual play podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Soon to be for your new favorite.
And with the rules, we're dedicated to the story. Mm-hmm. So our big commitment here is making sure that we tell a good story that's concise with our characters. Mm-hmm. We follow the rules, but sometimes...
Yeah, in the moment, I might set a DC just off the top of my head instead of going and researching how thick that wall is and what its hardness should actually be and how many hit points it's going to have.
Sometimes you just got to punch through a wall.
Yeah, sometimes you just let somebody punch through a wall on a nat 20. You just got to do it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. And other than just kind of a couple rules things that I usually say when I feel like the rule might be this way, but I'm going to rule it this way. Mm-hmm. And we have a single, I believe, third-party spell in there. I'm not going to tell you what it is or when it's going to be, but I think it's cool enough. I didn't know that Hero Labs automatically threw in a third-party player campaign book that added it to our spell list, so we didn't catch it until a bit in. But it's a cool spell, and I think we're going to keep it.
All that being said, we expect your hate mail.
Yep.
Eli will be ready to read it.
Yep.
Roast us in the comments.
Shatter
my small little ego the way it is,
Yeah.
standing like a ceramic porcelain doll atop a altar. Push it. Give it the little final push. Just send me hate mail every day, please.
Yep.
So now you know
He
who to
loves
listen
it.
for, I guess.
And we want you to send us mail about the things that we did wrong, correct us, but know that we will not make the corrections until after book 1. All of your complaints will be in vain for quite a while.
But we will take note, and if we find it worthy, we'll keep it as a ruling. And if we don't, then
we love you anyway.
Be butthurt about it.
Yeah. And so this Second Darkness campaign, the first book of which is written by Greg A. Vaughn, among some others. It is a campaign set in Riddleport, Varesia, which is a country in the continent of Avestan,
It's
which
actually
is
where
part
the
of,
Riddler's from.
yeah,
Yeah.
Riddleport, the Riddler, he founded it, and then Batman came, kicked him out, and so it went from more of a
So we're
a
protecting-
piratey town
Yeah.
to a trade town.
We're protecting Riddleport from the Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what this is a
Look,
Batman
we said it
campaign.
was an adaptation, okay?
Yeah. JK, and it's none of those things. What else do we need to know? I want to give you a little, just kind of setting info. Hopefully you guys
What is
are...
Riddleport if it's not where the Riddler lives?
Well, I'll get my little information thing up. I'm going to just use some words straight from Paizo. So Riddleport in Varesia, in Avestan, part of the inner sea region of the world of Galarian.
Yes.
That is the brief zoom out of where we're playing. Riddleport is in the northwestern coast of Varesia. It's like the last good port before you get up into kind of the more northern regions.
The bad northern regions.
And
last
because
good
of
port.
that, it was a safe haven for pirates when it was first developed. And as things progressed, as timelines progressed, it kind of became more and more of a trade hub. And now we find it in a period where it's probably the most stable it's been, just because there's an overlord now who is less of a pirate and more of a... he hired mercenaries to be his guards of this town. Instead of running super kind of lawless, he's taking a more probably lawful evil approach to running a town than just kind of a chaotic evil type
Everyone's
pirate.
militantly marching around as mindless drones of that ones would do.
Yeah, and that being said, the town is set up similarly to other big cities. Riddleport is the third largest city in Varesia, home to about 13,000 people. And instead of like noble houses or political parties controlling the city, it's controlled by crime bosses. So I'm going to give you a little bit of actual description from Paizo to give this a better feel.
They do say it best.
Yes, this city is a solution for those who find law of any sort oppressive and serves as a safe harbor for mercenaries, thieves, bandits, and pirates of all cuts. Tales of bandits ruling the streets, of muggings and murders taking place in the full light of day, and the riots and anarchy are popular. All these stories are popular among the nobles of Corvosa, yet there is little truth to these tales, for the overlords of Riddleport are undeniably harsh in punishing those who would attempt to disrupt the civic function. Although their civic function is more along the lines of the leaders or their personal gain. Instead of a law system, it's more like, hey, if you are doing things to disrupt my business, I'm going to take you out.
Everyone has private, like, special ops working for them. So it's like outside of everyone's bar, there's got to be like a gang of 7 security guards that's only working for them or one of the other overlords. So there's not like a government. It's
Yeah.
just more like everyone's got law.
Yeah, but there is an overlord,
Western
Cromartie,
outlaw.
who is... He does have the most power in town. Other crime lords, crime bosses have vied at his power here and there, but he's been able to maintain his control via the order that he's been able to place upon the town with the gendarmes that he has hired as his bandit police,
Sounds
mercenary police. It's real cool.
Have to be brutal and very crafty, smart to be able to run a town like Riddleport.
Indeed.
Very true. I'm going to give you a little information. So I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of information that our characters know, because all of the characters that we're playing at this moment have all grown up in Riddleport. So they're very familiar with the people of Riddleport and the areas. So the main ruler of Riddleport, the Overlord, is named... If I can find it, I should know it off the top of my head. It's Gaston Cromartie. And then, since he kind of runs everything, he gets in tithings and taxes from the people who come to harbor in Riddleport. But then the crime bosses kind of control little parts of crime throughout the city. Like Avery Slegg, he has ties to the Overlord. He handles most of the smuggling operations that are coming in and out of the city. He has a good pull with the Overlord because of that. There's a guy named Varnal Splitface Krokmar, who he is more of the beggar master, low kind of crimes, pickpockets, little small-time thieves stuff. There's Boss Croat, who is an immense half-orc, who he runs a lot of the drug game in Riddleport. So he also kind of works with Avery, but he is, I don't know, he controls most of the illicit trade and substances on the streets.
To be expected from the half-orcs, am I right?
Yeah, sure. Big dude. And he, I don't know, it's kind of fun to know that he only hires half-orc enforcers. Might be a little spoilery, but it's not really that big of a deal.
One might.
It's common knowledge on the streets. Our characters all know this.
Yep.
Coming into the adventure. We also have a man named Clegg Zincher, who runs the fighting pits and is a part of he controls a lot of the legal and illegal workforce of the town. He is kind of a worker's man. And also controls the fighting pits.
It's interesting how much code they have. There's a certain amount of respect between people, even though they're lawless.
Yeah, they're definitely still working together to get the most out of the town, but think of it almost like corporations trying to get as much out of the people that they're selling to as possible and they respect the overlap between some of the things, although there is definitely friction still happening. Something that I should have mentioned, another note of Riddleport before I get into this next guy. Besides being a kind of bandit haven, pirate cove type city, it also has a surprising amount of scholars and intellectuals.
Fancy boys.
Yes, fancy boys,
girls.
as they're called. And that's due to the Cipher Gate. The Cipher Gate is one of the best preserved and kind of monumental, maybe not monumental, but Thessalonian monuments that have been found scattered all through Varesia. Other notable ones being like the bridge in Magnamar and the lighthouse in Sandpoint. If you guys have heard of that thing. Hopefully you have. So because of the Cipher Gate being there, there is an order, the Cipher Mages, who have been dedicating themselves to unlocking the Thessalonian secrets behind this monument, and it doesn't sound like it's going too good for them. But the speaker of the Order of the Ciphers, and the most unlikely crime lord in town, is Elias Hammerhawk. But don't be surprised by his fancy boy facade. He has earned his right as a crime lord just as much as any of the other guys.
A lot of dirt under those pantaloons.
And then we also have a man named Saul Van Kaskerskin, who was at once a large player of the game, but now has he's fallen on some hard times, and now he just started up a local gambling hall. And then the last, I guess there's two more crime bosses. We have Sharafa Pomade. She's the high priestess of the Temple of Clystria, and therefore she is, besides being the patron of the hospitality industry throughout the city's throughout the city, she's also the pretty much primary information broker that the city has.
I heard that's the place to be.
Oh yeah, everybody likes to spill their secrets there. And then the last, probably the leader of the smallest gang is Zifris, who is notorious for being a were-rat gang. Kind of fun. That's kind of Riddleport and its major people at a glance. Is there anything else? I don't want to give too much. We discover a lot more of the town and the kind of key places that are there in the podcast a little bit more, but I think that these are kind of just well-known, just information bits. Is there anything else you guys can think of?
No, it's the only other thing I'd add is the town still has its separation. There are wealthy areas.
Yeah,
There
true.
are more poverty-stricken areas,
Yeah, I'll
dockyards.
tell you a little bit about the other just areas. So like what you're saying, the Leeward district is the nicer area.
The fancy boys.
Yeah, even though the Cipher Gate is kind of on the
Opposite
river
side.
district, but that's just because they want to be close to like the base of the Cipher Gate. But the more well-built structures are in the Leeward district. And then that kind of funnels and overlaps into the Wharf district, which kind of brings it a little bit closer to the coast. And the Wharf district at one point was kind of the thriving area, but it has
Industrial.
yeah, it has kind of ceased to become such a thing probably because the houses are older. They've been around longer and have had more chance to degrade, being right next to the coast and the waters and salt and all that stuff. And that further declines into the Rot Gut district, which is notorious for having like
Rotted guts.
it's the place you don't want to be at night in the town. Yeah, you're gonna probably, besides just maybe stepping in mud up to your, I don't know, knees, you're probably gonna get mugged there. You don't want to go there. But some people live there and they can't help it. You know?
No shame on them,
Such
you
is
know.
life.
Yeah.
There's also
They do be that way.
Free Coin District, which is, I think that area is mostly ruled by Cromarkie. He has started 3 casinos up in that area and is slowly taking more and more business across the Velashu River to the west side of it. That actually kind of might bring up just another little flavor point. The Velashu River splits Riddleport not quite in half, but there's 2 sides to it. And there is notoriously no bridge across it.
You're one of them West Riverers.
Yeah, exactly. There's that kind of
The
prejudice.
East River.
You fucking
Wrong side of the tracks, mate.
you live
Get
over
over
on
there.
that west side. West Side Stories.
There's no train here, bub.
Stories over there.
Yes.
Gonna
But-
have to catch the one ferry out of town.
Yeah, so there's one main ferry that just brings people back and forth across the river because they use the river as a buffer when kind of goblins and other kind of tribes like that came and attacked the town. They could get across the river and the goblins and stuff would have a very difficult time doing so. So only part of the city would get destroyed and things like that. Oh, yeah.
Precautionary river.
Yeah, I think that's some good enough flavor into the
That sounds
city
like a
itself.
town,
It
mate.
might have even gone a little too far in some places. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I told you guys how the story already ended. Did you ever think of that? Maybe I have.
Yeah, I read the
Don't
book.
listen to the podcast.
You read the book?
Wait, you read the book?
How dare you?
You're fired.
Now I want to kick it off to my players so they can tell me a little about themselves and their characters as much as they would like to. Do we want to roll for it to see who goes first?
You have a dice?
I got some dice. I like to incorporate dice into as much things as possible.
Same.
Here's the dice. All right, I guess I don't need to roll.
Shabbat shalom. Ready?
Low goes first or high goes first?
Low goes first.
Okay, be that way.
Yes.
You guys don't want to talk.
7.
9. Well,
4.
Nice.
there it is.
4 it is. Kyle, please tell me about anything you want to say about yourself and your character. Take it away.
Hello, I am Kyle Spurley. I've been playing tabletop RPGs right around the same amount of time as most of these fellas. Sophomore year in college, I believe, is when we started. So
Yeah.
this has been a 4 or 5 year podcast in the making, so you could say. Yeah, my character is Crow. He's a half orc man, and I imagine he talks like this, but I don't remain in character all that well.
Yeah,
But-
samesies.
He's a man of the sea, and he lives in the Raka district of Riddleport, so he's known to be not so wealthy, being a half orc. But he does what he can for himself to further his own gains as he sees fit. And yeah, he likes to put people in their place.
What's his class?
He is a, oh my god, he's an inquisitor. There we go.
An
He's a
inquisitor of
half-orc
who?
inquisitor of Pharasma.
Nice.
Pharasma, the Lady of the Souls.
Yeah, and what's his last name? You have a last name.
Crow Moonwave.
Moon.
Not to be confused with the half-orc Croat.
Yeah.
He is Crow. He
Yeah.
is someone different.
Kyle didn't know that Croat was a person when he thought of the name Crow.
I didn't, but it was a funny coincidence, especially since Croat is also a half-orc.
And I hardly thought about it till now.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
But I don't want our listeners to get confused. Croat is the crime boss. Crow is the
Hero of the story.
hero of the seas.
Yeah, and does Crow live alone in the Rotgut district?
Crow lives with his mother in the Rotgut district.
Hell yeah.
And father's not a part of the picture,
As it be.
as it be, as it may.
And your mother is what race?
My mother is a human. So I don't know if I said this, I'm a half orc.
Yes.
If I said it, cool. If not, now you know.
Now I am.
A couple little things about Crow. He has one bad eye. He has an eye patch over it. He got scarred at his life at sea. He loves to carry his falchion. That's his weapon of choice.
I believe Pharasma's as well, right? Is that why?
No, Pharasma's is a
Dagger.
scimitar, or is it a dagger?
It's a dagger.
Sad.
I'm like 90% sure it's a dagger. I'm not going to look
I have it up right here.
Pretty
But
sure I've described it as being a dagger.
A dagger and a whippoorwill.
Is there anything that the listeners should know about Pharasma if they don't know anything?
well, Pharasma is sort of the keeper of death, you could say, or the keeper of souls, rather, and she kind of decides who goes where upon their demise. She is a goddess who shepherds Galorians' recently departed souls to their final reward.
Galarians. I'm going to say that just because we don't want to raise a stink in our session 0.
What?
Galarian?
Oh, did I say it? Sorry, Galarian, not
Galarian.
Galorian. Sorry, I'm a bad reader, I guess.
It's okay. I pronounce things wrong for the first, probably throughout the whole thing, but I eventually catch some things halfway through, so we'll be fine.
Some strange spelling.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Reading
choices
things
on-
versus hearing them for the first time in other places, you know how it goes. But yeah,
Right on.
Sorry,
And-
continue.
Yeah, I guess that's Crow's deal. He's just trying to find riches and adventure along this path. And I guess a little bit more about me. I'm an overall RPG fanatic. RuneScape, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, all that shit. That's
Since the dawn of RPGs.
since the dawn of RPGs, I've been interested in them. So this is really fun to get to play with my homies and kind of stir up some trouble in the land of Riddleport.
Yeah. What level's your main RuneScape account?
My main RuneScape account is level 102.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sauce boss.
Getting it. Is that you good?
I think that's about it.
Hell yeah. Eli, Michael, roll off.
Oh, okay.
I got a tasty 20.
Ooh.
Good tasty 17. I'll go first. So, my name is Dane Blazarian. I'm playing Eli. Wait, no shit. My name is Eli, and I'm playing Dane Blazarian, an 18-year-old human investigator. I have a fascination with chemicals. Upon early age, I was huffing some weird things out of things, and I just kind of fell in love with the way things make you feel. I'm a very long-winded person in the show, so I'm going to keep this nice and short for you because you'll get to learn plenty about me. But I would just like to say that as my mother works at the temple. I would say she's probably a cleric at the Temple of Callistria, and she works with Sharafa, and they're pretty close together. So a lot of people in the town know me and know of my family. My dad's not necessarily popular because he's kind of a dick, but he is a seaman, so he's around the town, as one would be. Many seamen in Riddleport. So yeah, I really,
Especially at the temple.
yeah, they definitely just come flying through there for their enlightenment. You got seamen flying everywhere. So this
We're
is
a
actually
family-friendly podcast.
this is a family-friendly podcast. there's going to be some 18-year-olds getting into some shit in this, so be prepared for that. And other than that, I'd just say that, I started playing RPGs. Well, I started playing Pathfinder 4 or 5 years ago in sophomore year as well of college. So yeah, this one's about 4 or 5 years coming already, coming for all the seamen. And then I played before that, probably about 4 or 5 years as well, using D&D, mainly a lot of homebrew stuff growing up because, who likes to stick to the rules. But we figured it out, and it's definitely helped getting to roleplay again with more people and being back into some new situations. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. It is to note that Eli is the veteran RPGer, TTRPGer.
You wouldn't believe it if you
at
listen.
the table.
If you listen, I'm a fucking loose cannon. I'm a wild card. I'm
Fuck
the
the
X Factor,
rules.
baby.
Did you say who your dad works for? Slag?
Slag. I was
Avery.
Like,
He
I was
works
like
for Avery.
Craig. Yeah, Slag. Avery Slag was another. He's the crime boss. A crime boss.
Yeah, he's
correct?
a smuggler one.
Yeah, so he's the smuggling crime boss. Works on the ships and goes out doing the looting. So my father wasn't necessarily the keenest person, but he did work with him, and he doesn't show up often. So when he does, it's always a situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it on over to Michael.
Hello.
The high roller.
Hey, Big 20s here. I'm Michael. I am also a RPG nerd fan. Lord of the Rings was my first love, and it's progressed from there. I play Elyon, who is a...
Elyon who?
Elyon Thresh is her name. And Elyon is a full elf who lives with her father, her human father, Pete Thresh.
That is unheard of.
It is unheard of. Her mother is out of the picture, and as far as she's concerned, she's always been out of the picture. Of course, Elyon, as a full elf living with a human male father, knows that she was adopted or something happened there. But her mother's gone. Her father is a smith, and her father has sort of always been a smith in town. Elyon follows her in that trade a bit too. And they're sort of lower middle class. They used to be upper a little more, but things in town change all the time. Right now, their smithing business, at the time of starting the story, isn't doing as well as it has been, but they get by.
Yeah, I mentioned the Wharf District. The Thresh's blacksmithery, smithy, is in the Wharf District. So they used to, along with how that whole district has played out, it used to be more active at Pete's smithy, but as time progressed, business has moved into the north part of town. So he just has seen the decline parallel to that whole district seeing the decline.
Yeah, and Elyon's at an age now. She's 18, where she's starting to make her own way, and she's seeing the way of the world and the way of Riddleport and figuring her place as well. She's a sorceress. She likes magic. It just sort of innately comes through her, and it's been an interesting journey for her to start to understand, what is this power? Mm-hmm. What is this magic that's coursing through my body? And so she's pretty smart. She's got a high intelligence, and she has a lot of interest in learning more.
Hell yeah.
But she's from this sort of poor area where knowledge is experience, not so much book read.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
And if I can chime in too, not only are we a family-friendly podcast, but if you listen, Elyon has like the best coming-of-age story I've ever heard. She's an 18-year-old girl just trying to find her way, and it's So like if you're into that type of thing, we're practically a young adult novel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. We could be. Our genre is young adult novel.
Every time a vampire shows up, it's definitely glittery, hot, stops cars from hitting.
Hot and
so.
steamy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you're trying to find your way, just look to Elyon, look to Dane. Moral advice, we'll guide you.
Yes.
And Crow will be the opposite end of your scale.
I'm going to stop deceiving you and tell you that this is probably not a family-friendly podcast.
That's true.
Just innately, Riddleport is not the most family-friendly of places, and we play off that. There's, language, fighting, situations.
It's not a John Green novel.
No.
I'm not looking for Alaska here, boys.
But hey, we still have fun with it. There's still fun and laughs and loves and tears and yep, just like that we have a laugh track ready to go. Beep. We also have a cry track. Beep. This one's my favorite. Boop. Oh yes, but yeah. All jokes aside, that's might be. What else we got? We gotta talk about, you guys. Am I missing anything?
Spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
What we're about?
I'm nervous.
I guess I could tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm Allard LaRue.
A wonderful GM.
Yeah. Oh, bow. This is only Kyle clapped.
Damn it.
But basically started this. I got very into listening to actual play podcasts when I got a desk job, and it was a good escape. And I just really wanted, and I was really into how the players that I was hearing really had a vested interest in knowledge in the Pathfinder setting. And so I thought a good way to trick my friends into getting hooked on that too was to put some stakes into our games and start recording them. And being a audio person, me and Kyle have the same degrees in audio, and we're all from the same college.
Let's shout that out. Eli,
Yo,
you
big
are.
ups. What?
How would you describe your knowledge base? What do you know?
Knowledge base for this stuff? Oh, I'd be the content creation king.
You know, stream, and your degree was it journalism?
Yeah, journalism and advertising. So I'll sell this like a mother.
Yeah, and I'm a artist. Studio art is sort of my background, so I approach this from more of a visual base.
And that will show up on maybe some other things that we do. Spoiler not alert.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stole this from you, Kyle.
I'm also an audio person, having a degree in what's my degree in? The music industry and entertainment technologies.
Here we are.
2 years later. 3 years later, I already forgot.
With technology.
Yeah, we graduated 1 year.
Audio person, all things sound, all things music creation, production, voiceover, podcasts. Yeah, that's my jam.
But who are your guys?
My
Our
guys
nothing.
are Beavis and Butthead.
Nice.
Sweet.
So yeah, being like avid gamers and like I'm a sound person, and we all have an interest in story and the structure of it, telling people's stories. Actual play podcast just kind of checked all those boxes really
Definitely
easily.
role-playing characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time.
It's
and we
fun.
hope you have a good time.
It's fun, yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then maybe just some shameless plugging. You can find us on social medias at The Dice Crisis on just about everything.
We did.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Discord.
Tumblr,
Reddit.
Reddit.
We have Reddit?
Hit us up on Reddit so
Maybe.
we can have a Reddit.
Yeah, we'll maybe have Reddit someday. Who knows if we're popular or not.
If you all make one. Who knows? By
We'll be a
now,
part
maybe
of
you
it.
should just go check that URL.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have these to interact. We're
And if
trying
you
to-
show love, we want to show
interact.
love back. We're going to set up a Patreon in the near future for all of our friends and family and lovers.
So we can get you guys all the content you deserve.
Yes.
And all the talking. You know what I mean? We want to talk. We want to.
We want to
wanna
chat.
see what up
we
with you
want to be
guys.
friends.
Yeah.
We want to hit you up. We want to.
Don't slide in our DMs at supper time or something weird. But like,
No, you can. I'll eat
Definitely,
a good convo for dinner. Let's do it.
because-
convo supper.
One thing that is apparent when you start getting into Pathfinder actual play podcasts, it's like how cool the community that forms around them is, and just how it just seems like the Pathfinder community is just a fun community to be in, and everyone seems like genuine good people looking for
Genuine good entertainment.
Yeah, genuine good entertainment, escape from
Yes.
reality.
And
all
we are
that
very
fun
excited
stuff.
to throw our name into the hat, so to speak. The Dice Crisis.
The Dice Crisis
On everything.
on everything. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Is that it, you guys? Anything else you want to say
That
to
was beautiful.
our future best fans in the world?
that was beautiful. Y'all are beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like we already gave them more than they deserve.
Yeah, you're
Just
probably
kidding.
right.
Just kidding.
But they deserve the world. And
Smash our
We
DMs.
want to give them the world of Riddleport and Second Darkness and more to come in the future.
We want.
We're excited to grow with you. We're excited to learn from you. We're excited to interact with you. This is going to be one doozy of a time.
And that's enough rambling for us. Thank you for listening. We hope that you continue listening to our podcast. We just want to share it with you guys.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.